on. I gotta cheer for PattyMac in Dave's chat because his chat is very biased in Binsky's favor. Animals, mate. They're animals. Speaking of animals, there's no duck here. There is no duck here, but spawning in the top right-hand corner of Waterfall, we have the red Protoss player himself representing Root Gaming. He's not an animal. He is technically a creature. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Waterfall, we have the American Protoss player. He is purple representing Team Gosu. It is Rhizer. Okay. So we are jumping in mid-series here. This is a best-of-5 qualifying match from the upper bracket, and we are in the ace match. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see what happened in game 1, 2, 3, or 4, but it has been a very long series, and it has been a very back-and-forth series. This is actually holding up the lower bracket a little bit, as BioIce is waiting for the loser of this best-of-5. As a reminder, because we're still in the upper bracket, the loser will have a second life, a second chance. So not as much pressure on these players as they are going to be continuing their run after this. So far, though, we are on Waterfall, a very interesting map. We're here for the second time tonight. And we do see some gate expands being set up. Both players are looking to get into their zealots. Both players are looking to get into a more standard game. Boy, here we go. Meanwhile, I see Gah in the chat. Oh god. So far, again, other than that, pretty standard stuff. Both players are going to be pylon blocking each other. They're both going to be forcing out some zealots. We saw in our previous PvP of PattyMac versus Nina how aggressive our players got and how they were just at each other's throats, and PattyMac was more than willing to stay on two bases, or stay on one base, and we're kind of getting that here. We did see the Zealots, so we are eventually going to see some expansions, but both Creature and Rhizer end up prioritizing their tech and go for their Stargates. Now, a couple of important things. Both players have scattered each other. Creature knows that Rhizer is going for a Stargate, and Rhizer knows that Creature is also going for a Stargate. So now both players have options. They can choose to go into Phoenixes because they know that the other player may make an Oracle, and we may end up in Phoenix versus Phoenix. Speaking of, there we go. The first Phoenix is on the way here for Creature. Rhizer, does he fold? He does not. He goes for the Oracle, taking a chance here. So Rhizer is hoping that Creature is also going for an Oracle, and they're both going to be trying to deal damage to each other. But he is wrong to make that assumption. The Creature is going for the Phoenix to shut down the Oracle of Rhizer before it deals any damage. And because we made one Phoenix, why not make another? As the first Phoenix is already rushing across the map to see what first unit is coming out. The Oracle is going to be rallied on the right-hand side. Phoenix does show up, and it has been revealed. Now Rhizer knows he has to be that much more careful with his Oracle. As the Phoenix does end up missing the Oracle, he is going to be turning around, is going to be rushing back home to defend that base. There we go, we already have a shield battery. We have the second Phoenix waiting back at home. We even have a shield battery at the natural and a third Phoenix on the way. I doubt we're going to be seeing more than 3 Phoenixes, as typically 3 to 4 is like the magic number, and there we go, it is only going to be 3 in the end. And Creature is, I imagine, going to be transitioning into a more ground-oriented composition. Meanwhile, Oracle is going to try and sneak in, but it runs into one Phoenix. The rest will converge, and a recall is forced. At least Rhizer will keep that Oracle alive. Oof. Here we go. So the Oracle does manage to survive in the end. Meanwhile, the prediction is still running for PattyMac versus Binsky. So when that series does end, I will have those payouts. They will be ready to go. Oof. Meanwhile, we do see a couple of Phoenixes slipping in towards that natural base as well. Oh my god, picking up 4 or 5 probes. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. And yeah, Creature doing great with his Phoenixes so far. The Oracle hasn't really done too much damage, and 5 probes, that's not bad. Hold on, I gotta do this. Shaking my head. And yeah, so far Creature has some decent map control. We do see though that Rhizer was real quick to transition into that Twilight Council to go straight into Blink for his Stalkers. So he will have a bit of a timing here, a bit of a moment where he has Blink over his opponent, because Creature actually doesn't go for Blink of his own. He rushes out Charge instead, which is interesting. The dynamic between Charge Lots and Blink Stalkers, if you have enough Charge Lots, they do perform better than Blink Stalkers. Like, as long as they get on top of them. So it's going to be a very interesting dynamic. Meanwhile, across the map, once again, those Phoenixes dealing even more damage. 2 more probes going down. Oof. And as all that happens, Rhizer, he's pulling the trigger. Oh my god, he depowers everything at the natural base. The Stalkers take down that Artosis pylon. No shield battery, no gateway. It is going to eat into the production here of Creature. As again, Creature has a really interesting composition, right? Fighting Blink Stalkers with Immortal Zealot. Aye. Meanwhile, we do see Rhizer backing off after taking that little bit of a better engagement, taking a third base behind this. What's important is that Rhizer is focusing on containing his opponent's 2 bases. We have a couple of stasis traps at both third base locations. So Creature is being forced into a 2-base all-in. We have 3 more gates on the way, 7 in total. That's a lot of gateways. Plus 1 is going to finish up soon, and Creature can hit a pretty strong timing here as he pushes out. Oh boy. Here we go. And I have to worry a little bit for Rhizer now, because he does have a third base, is forced to recall. Here we go. Like, has he been too greedy? We do have a couple of stasis traps here defensively, which can work wonders. We do have a shield battery. We're soon to have an overcharge. Second shield battery on the way. Charge is going to finish up in a couple of moments, but right now Creature does have an upgrade lead. An upgrade lead and a supply lead, but the stasis... Uh-oh. Does Creature see? Does he know? Up. Does he know, Papi? I don't think he does. Oh god, Rhizer wants to bait him in, and there we go. Stasis trap will connect only on 2 zealots, so Creature can keep pushing in. Oh my god, here we go. A couple of lifts as well from those Phoenixes. Going to be able to pick off a couple of those Stalkers. Creature again on these 2 bases has to end the game with what he has. Going to try and force himself up this ramp, but he kind of gets caught out. Being caught between a rock and a hard place. He's not really able to break through. He's expanding behind this now, but a little bit late. Still so behind in that economy. Meanwhile, he exposes himself a little bit too much. The War Prism goes down. There are no reinforcements for Creature. Rhizer can just stutter step to his heart's content. At the same time, those Zealots were shaved off. They were split off here to go into the natural and into the main. So Rhizer is going to be losing a lot in his main base. Uh-oh. On top of that, we even have a couple of Archons as well. Pylons are getting picked off one after another. The Phoenixes turn around as well. Rhizer is losing arguably too much. It is going to cost Creature quite a bit. Oh my god, Rhizer was actually out of position. This was Creature's army. I thought Rhizer was coming back to defend, but he wasn't. In one fell swoop, despite the fact that Creature was forced to base all in, Rhizer with a little bit of miscontrol with his army. He can clean this up in the end, don't get me wrong. He does focus down both of those Immortals, and it looks like he cleans everything up in his main base. God, this is still going to be oh so close. Creature pushing up a ramp into the third. I don't think this is the fight he wants to take. He's fighting into shield batteries and cannons. Yeah, he recognizes his mistake here. He will back up, but he has so many more reinforcements, taking a massive lead in supply. Wow. Ay. And Creature, he's going to be able to break on in. We do have an overcharge, but there's only so much an overcharge can do. GG. And Creature is able to take the series 3-1 and qualify for DreamHack North America. Oof. GG, well played. Meanwhile, I had nothing to worry about. GG, well played. Creature will take that series. He qualifies. Thanks for covering Paddy. Oh my god. GG, well played. And I have good news. One, outside of the fact that Creature did take this win, and again, even though he was forced into a 2-base all-in, Rhizer could not handle that, and again, he had some interesting army movement with his Stalkers. We also have confirmation that Paddy Mac did take down Binsky 3-0. Oh, GG. Congratulations to Paddy Mac as we do pay out those predictions. Oh, beautiful. Of course he did, mate. I had faith. I had faith that Paddy Mac would take the 3-0. Of course he would, of course.